73. Let's get one, Mom. Still have two to go. One is for Ma'am Annalyn Elioso. Last one, Ruby Baltazar. For all the lucky ones, congratulations. But wait, there's more. At this time, I'll be introducing to you our resource speaker for tax management seminar. She has over 20 years of extensive experience in operations, finance, controllership, internal and external audit, taxation, administration, and human resources. She established the firm's services in internal audit outsourcing, finance and accounting outsourcing, tax, business registration and permits, and systems implementation, where she heads the implementation of systems such as Microsoft Dynamics Nav for medium to large companies and QuickBooks for small to medium companies. She is a partner in charge for tax of SCP, where she handled various tax engagements, including BR assessments, audit, queries, and opinions, tax refund, tax planning, optimization, and wealth building and preservation. She is a certified public accountant, US certified internal auditor, Microsoft certified professional, and registered financial advisor. She graduated from University of the Philippines with a degree of Bachelor in Business Administration Accounting. According to her, we are ordinary associates, but we deliver extraordinary results, not only to our clients, but with the accounting industry as well. Join me in welcoming Ma'am Alina Season.
Thank you. Actually, I intended to stay here so that it's closer, so that we can interact. But my prompter is there, up there. So I have no choice. This is too high. Okay, layo nyo nga, no? Hindi bang ibaba yung prompter? Anyway, this talk, actually, it used to be managing your BIR audit. I used to talk this for 1 day straight. No break time in the morning. Lunch break, at least I took lunch break. And then, no break in the afternoon. Extended pa up to 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock. Meaning, this is very, very long topic. The secrets in winning your BIR audit. We will tackle so many things. Just last year, our tax department asked me to shorten the talk to half day. Half day daw, para mura lang ang bayad. So I told them, okay, I'll just remove some of the examples and some items which are not really that necessary to the topic. So we're able to deliver it in half day. Then, I think in November or December, they asked me to deliver this in 2 hours for promotional campaign. Okay, 2 hours. I told them, okay, I'll just remove the jokes. I'll just remove the jokes, the samples, and the stories. Then, 2 weeks ago, he told me, okay, we will launch Tax Perin. So, you will deliver your talk again for 30 minutes. Are you serious? Yeah, that's serious. He'll give you only 30 to 45 minutes. So I told him, okay, I'll just tell them jokes. At least you laugh. It's a joke. Okay, so this is a long topic, but I'll try as much as possible to finish this in 30 to 45 minutes. If you have questions, I'll release an ebook, so I'll email to you the ebook because we will not tackle anymore all the details. Mahaba masyado, so they might get angry at me because they will not be able to launch the tax spirit. Ako, pag nakahawak ako ng microphone, I don't stop. So, bubusinahan nila ako dyan. Oy, tama na. Okay, let's start. Okay. All companies in the Philippines, I just want to ask this and be honest as much as possible. All companies in the Philippines are paying correct taxes, yes or no? No. You're really honest. Oh nga, salamat ha. Thank you for being honest. Actually, I used to conduct this with some big crowd, 1,000 crowds. Sabi nila, no. Sabi ko, siguro nga. Okay, next. Philippine taxation is complex. Therefore, 100% compliance is very difficult. Yes or no? Yes, I agree. Even as we tax practitioners, we had difficulty also. Just recently, who knows that BIR issued a new regulation on filing your alpha list in 1604 CF. My goodness. They issued the regulation January, effective January. Galing, no? Anyway, BIR really has 15 days to announce. 15 days lang. So those companies which were not updated, did not check the website of the BIR, will be penalized. For example, if you have only one employee, wala kang computer, diba? You have only one employee, you're doing everything manually. This time, you are required to file electronically your alpha list. Wow, galing, no? Galing talaga ni BIR. They intend to make our lives a bit easier. A bit easier because we need to file it electronically now. So, the good thing there, even Einstein had difficulty in taxation. Hindi lang tayo, so that's good news for us, even Einstein. So he said, the hardest thing in the world to understand is income tax. So, good luck to the club. Pwede, di ba? Now, who is familiar with letter of authority? Siyempre, lahat yata. Sino pa ang walang letter of authority? Wala. Lahat meron. Ay, si Miss Dovie, yes. Because they're a new company, of course. They don't have LOA yet. So, if you will receive an LOA now in your office, what is your recourse? Are you going to make arreglo or do the right way? Be honest. I have some friends here from our community. I told them it's difficult to talk while my brothers and sisters are here. Parang tinuruan ko na kayo mag-areglo. But believe me, I will not tell you how to do the areglo thing. What I'll tell you now is just the legal, the practical and easier way of complying with the BIR requirements. Actually, if you will ask me, do the right way first, and then relax and think about it. You do the right way first. You have to do it first the right way, and then evaluate your options. Okay. There are 3 secrets that I will share with you on how you will win the audit with BIR, so that you will not do that arreglo anymore. You will not do compromise. You will not give, what's that? Lagay under the table, commission, whatever. Who among you here have settled your assessment without any unreceipted amount? Wow, gagaling. All receipted? Galing naman. I have few clients. We have few clients who settled their assessments without any compromise, without any unreceipted amount. One, because the company has very good accounting system, very simple transaction, and then they have the budget. Diba? They have the budget. But the rest, unfortunately, they settle with certain unreceipted amount. That's a reality. Agree? Agree. That's a reality because it's more fun, really, in the Philippines. Okay, I will share with you just three secrets in winning your BIR audit. And we have an acronym PBA. Para madali niyong maalala, PBA. Okay, the first is, of course, you have to be prepared. You have to be prepared. The P is you have to be prepared. So, when you prepare, you need to know your directions of the BIR. We will discuss the details, the directions of the BIR, the assessment rules and the stages. You have to know this. Your legal rights. Because some taxpayers, they don't know their rights. They don't know anymore that the assessment period of the BIR has lapsed already. So tayo, bayad pa rin. Kahit hindi na pala legal yun, bayad ka pa rin. So you need to know your assessments and then your remedies. And then, you need to know the techniques being used by the BIR. How they do the audit. Sino na bang na-audit sa inyo? Lahat ba na-audit na tayo? How they do the audit? You should know their main techniques, at least their main techniques. Because if you will look at the audit program of the BIR, it's this thick. Kapal yun, hindi natin kaya basahin yung lahat. So, just at least you should know the common techniques of the BIR. And then, another is, you should know the issues, main issues of the BIR. Ano ba tinitingnan ni BIR when they conduct the audit? And you should know also the findings, common findings of the BIR, so that at least we know how to avoid these findings, and we know already how to correct even our own records. And then, you have to know your pre-audit techniques. Tayo, if you will be audited by BIR, even if you're audited by our external auditors, di ba? If you want to hide something from our external auditor, joke lang ha? If you want to hide something or anything, you want to do some planning, di ba? You need to know. You need to know your techniques. Paano ko siya ibubuk? Not necessarily in a illegal way, but at least you have to strategize also. So you should know your techniques. And then this one, you have to know how to do your tax planning, how to do your tax compliance. Who has a tax compliance in your company now? You're conducting a tax compliance. Walang tax compliance audit. For most companies, particularly the big ones, they also hire the services of tax consultants to assess the possible tax exposure of their company. Parang they compute, okay, you have a tax exposure of this much. And then, what do you want me to do before you file your tax return? Diba? You will adjust, you will correct, you amend your tax returns. So, ganun ang gagawin. So, you should know how to do this. Why? Because tax practitioners are very expensive. Do you agree? Sakit nun ah. Why? Because tax is it is a specialization. Diba? Pag accountant ka lang, you may not be very good in tax. Ibang ano yan, that's another field. So, that's why we pay them high fee because it's a specialized field. Mga experts sila dyan sa taxation. So, we pay them extra. So, instead of paying your tax auditors, wag naman yung mga clients tayo dito, instead of paying your tax auditors very high fees, you have to do it on your own. Pwede naman kaya, and we will give you facilities to do this. You can do this also. But I also suggest that if you're really a big company, you assign or you create a tax department. Or you assign a staff who will handle exclusively your tax. Kasi your accountants are more concerned with generation of financial statement, preparation of the vouchers, diba? Ganun sila. Or collection of receivables. they will just comply and then rush on or before January 10 to comply with the deadline of the BIR. They don't anymore analyze the tax implications. Why? We accountants are always busy. Parang photo finish lang yan. Okay, tapos na. So, the good thing there is the best that you should do is you need to assign a tax staff. At least that person will update with the BIR regulation. Ganun. Yung iba na, they were not able to update with the new regulation 1604 CF. Na-penalize, di ba? Kasi hindi lang nag-check ng website for 1 month, they were already penalized. So at least you assign someone who will focus on taxation, on tax. One tip for you. Okay, so what are the directions of the BIR for year 2014? At least we know. Kasi we should know this. Paano na lang, ino-audit na pala tayo, di natin alam. We are already the priority. Okay, this one is quite high. The target for year 2014 is 1.456 trillion. That's not billion anymore, it's trillion. Last year, it's 1.2, and then 2012, it's only 1.06 trillion. There's an increasing trend from 13% increase, 17 and 16%. And mind you, they're not able to meet the target. Pero the target is increasing. So what's the impact here? That's why they are very, very aggressive on assessments. Even Manny Pacquiao, that's the reason also. They issued the garnishment to Pacquiao because they want to meet the target. Last December, they were still short by around 800 million, I think, to meet the 2013 target. So kailangan natin kolektahan si Manny just to collect the remaining shortfall. Okay, the top priority of the BIR for year 2014, of course, one is to achieve the collection target of 1.4 trillion. Maybe we are part of this 1.4 trillion, so we have to be prepared. And then another is, they have that 21 priority projects. Dami nun. Mostly to improve the system of the BIR internally. Tayo naman in our part, we have also to be ready for this computerizations of BIR. So, I just highlighted this number 5 and number 6. This one is invigorated Run After Tax Evaders Program, or RATE. This is what we call fraud audit. For those taxpayers who are not filing properly and they have big assessments, BIR will file cases against them. Nakita nyo na yun, left and right, they file cases. And then they are also posting in the website the case, and then they also print in the newspapers just to embarrass the taxpayers. Actually, sabi namin, grabe naman to. Ipopost pa. But they want the taxpayers to be afraid so that we will be forced to comply. Ganun lang yun, itakutan, di ba? So, tatakot tayo. So, another is Oplan Candado. They will do aggressive Oplan Candado for year 2014. For those taxpayers who are not issuing receipts, who are not registered with the BIR, who are not VAT registered, they will force the company to close. Sasara lang ang office, ang business. So we have seen so many companies which have been closed by the BIR. Marami, di ba? Kita nyo na sa newspapers. And then, so how are they going to collect that 1.4 trillion? Issuances of letter notices. Of course, they will be aggressive this year. Always naman yan, every year they're very aggressive. They will issue letter of authority, tax verification notice. Do you know the differences of these three? Alam? O ako lang nakakaalam ngayon? Ako na lang, sige. Ako na lang. Okay. Letter notice is, of course, it's just a letter to you that, for example, you have a discrepancy in your tax returns versus your financial statements, or there's a discrepancy between your alpha list and your VAT returns, and automatically you need to explain. You need to explain or you need to pay. Ganun lang yun eh. You need to explain or you need to pay. Ako, if you will ask me, how am I going to handle this letter notice? Of course, very simple lang yung rule ko dyan. The simpler explanation, the better. One sentence is okay. Huwag na kayong magmahaba ng reply. You reply to the BIR. But less details, less mistakes. Ganun lang yun. Less details, less mistakes. So, for example, if you're asked to explain why there is a decrease in the remittance of your 1601C withholding tax this quarter versus last quarter, matibay ito eh. Okay lang. So, instead of giving all the details, for example, you provided the schedules of your compensation and last quarter versus this quarter, wag na, sabihin nyo na lang because there is a decrease in the number of manpower from 50, it's now 40. Ganun lang. If the BIR is not satisfied with your reply, the BIR will write you again. And then, you reply again. One sentence uli. Ano na sila ngayon? Because the salary of these 10 people who resigned is equivalent to this much. Period. And then BIR is not satisfied again. So, BIR will write you again a letter. Then reply another one. One sentence uli. And then BIR will get tired. Sabi niya, bahala ka nga dyan. Hindi ka na ma-audit. That's why less details, less mistakes. Yun ang rule mo sa audit ha. So, letter of authority and TVN, they are just the same. Only the size of the company. For TVN, it's issued for smaller companies. I think 10 million below, BIR issues TVN. For big companies, BIR issues letter of authority. But the procedures, the impact is still the same. Audit pa rin yan. Examination pa rin. For some taxpayers, ay salamat, TVN lang ang in-issue. Hello, parehas lang yan. The same. Another is, the second that BIR, it's included in the top priority for 2014, run after tax evaders program. So, fraud audit ito. If your case is already in the SID, mataranta na kayo, please lang. SID, Special Investigation Division. That's the fraud division of the BIR. I know someone who was audited by the fraud division. I have to ask, is there somebody here from the BIR? Oo nga. Baka ilagay ako sa website ng BIR. Joke lang. Registration, walang taga-BIR. Anyway, joke lang ha, joke. Okay. I know someone who was audited by the fraud division of the BIR. He paid extra 1M, an individual, because his case was already in the fraud division. So, I would suggest na don't let your case be handled by the SID as much as possible. We comply. Kasi pag napunta na doon, you have no choice but to pay extra. Because you don't want to ruin your reputation. Kasi mapafailan ka ng kaso. If you're a professional, you don't want to lose your license with the PRC, di ba? So we comply. So, Uplan Candado, you know this already. And then tax compliance verification drive, your tax mapping. Sino nang na-tax mapping? Wala. Ang galing nyo naman. Saan ba mga address nyo? Hindi kayo nata-tax mapping. Nagtatago ba kayo sa BIR? Actually, tax mapping is just a visit from the BIR. They will check your business registration, your 0605, they will check also that orange notice for ask for receipt. Dapat naka-post in a conspicuous place of business. Ang lalim naman, no? Conspicuous place. Ano kaya yun? Meaning, it should be visible. The postings should be visible from outside. Because if you will post it in the bulletin board behind the lobby or behind your counter, you will still be penalized by BIR. Maliit lang naman. It's only 1,000 per form. 0605, then yung registration form mo, then yung notice, so 3,000 na yon. If you can present the OR, 4,000 na yon. If you can present the the invoices, 5,000 na yun. And if you cannot present the books, 6,000 lang naman. Sabi ni boss, I will deduct in your next salary. Ganun lang, di ba? Okay, this one. This is so cute. Cute, no? These are the top priorities for year 20. Actually, this started in year 2009 and then up to prescribed na kasi yung 2009, so I excluded it. So, year 2010. Professionals, we are in the top priority. Sino ba professionals dito? Tayo, di ba? Professionals who are rendering professional services. Lawyers, doctors, I have a doctor friend here, dentists, engineers, accountants. Oh, hello, accountants. We are the priority list. Accountants and other professionals. Bakit? Bakit nga ba tayo nasama? Tayo pa naman ang gumagawa. Why are we included in the top priority? Hello, Ms. Kim Hinares. Bakit kami sinama? Anyway, there are common here. Sabi nila, professionals are not issuing official receipts. Sakit muna. Totoo kaya? It's true? May friend pala ako dyan. si engineer, si attorney are not issuing receipts? Siguro. According to BIR, out of 1.8 professionals, registered professionals, only 400,000 are remitting tax. Layo, no? Wala sa kalahati. Wala sa kalahati. Only 400,000. Kaya sabi ng friend ko, a lawyer, paano ba yan? Paano ako ma-comply? I haven't filed my tax returns for several years. Hello, attorney, you're a lawyer, alam mong lusutan yan. Di ba? Siya nagpa-file. Anyway, all taxpayers daw are also candidate for audit. Wow, lahat pala. Na-highlight lang yung professionals. This is a continuing audit program. They issued this regulation, revenue memorandum last April 2013. All taxpayers are possible candidates for audit. Wow, galing, no? Top-notcher na naman tayo. I'm sure we are still included. Priorities again. Professionals na naman. Professionals and sole proprietorships. Even hindi siya professional as long as DTI yung registrations included. If the income tax is less than 200,000 for the year. Parang ang laki nito. That's a gross income of 700,000 or 60,000 a month net income. Ganun ba kinikita nating accountants? Laki, no? Okay. Or gross revenue of less than 40% versus previous year's gross revenue, automatically audited ni BIR. Tax payment for each tax type is less than 35% versus previous year's tax payment. If you will notice, ang taas, no? Ang taas ng requirement, meaning all professionals will be audited by the BIR. Kasi halos lahat yan, hindi naman nakamit ng 40% increase and 35% increase unless talagang gumanda ang practice ni professional. Those engaged in but not limited to the industries as follows. Tingnan nyo ha, if your company is included, and watch out, baka ma-audit kayo. Importer